I finally saw Men in Black. Did I say Men in Back? Yeah, I'd like a man in back of me. No, I finally saw Men in Black International. Yikes.
Is corrupted. This is Corrupted Nation with Joe Cronin.
Alrighty. Men in Black International.
In the morning, I feel my car.
What the hell is that?
It's so hard and juicy.
What the hell was that? Anyway, on to the... What was that, man? Somebody sent that to me. Anyway, Men in Black International. This movie, it's almost like Chris Hemsworth takes these roles where he's like, can I be in a movie that just means absolutely nothing, but like comes from a franchise that is like well loved and everything? I mean, the one thing I can say about this Men in Black movie is that it doesn't like destroy the other movies. You know what I'm saying? That's the good news. You know, it's not like two women team up and it's Men in Black, but there's two women and then they make all the guys look like idiots. I mean, there was a tad little hint of that here, and we all know Chris Hemsworth loves to cuck out like in Ghostbusters, where he's a moron. But that being said, there's just no soul to this movie. It's just all like, look, Men in Black stuff. Remember that? Look at all this stuff. Remember this? It's a cool action. Haha. There's nothing to this. One of the biggest things that bothers me is Molly's story. She just sort of sees the Men in Black as a kid or whatever and sees an alien or something, and she's like, oh, I've got to become a Men in Black. That's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to find the Men in Black. I've always wanted to find this agency. I've always wanted to be there. And then she like, that's like her whole thing, but for minimal reasons. And then she finds them, and then that's it. It's like she becomes Men in Black, like really early in the movie. You're like, oh, she finds them, and here we are, Men in Black. And I know that, you know, sort of, you know, in the other Men in Black, Will Smith's character, that's sort of like he finds them early on, so they were sort of just, they were more focused on kind of recreating that again than anything. Like they wanted her to become a Men in Black and then do all this stuff and discover these things. But it definitely would have been a more interesting story if Molly, instead of witnessing the Men in Black as a kid, erasing someone's mind and then wanting to find them because she saw an alien, it would have been more interesting if the bad alien had killed somebody at the beginning and she witnessed it, but nobody else knew it. You know, killed her parents or killed her dad or killed her mother, or, you know, maybe killed some people and she saw it. You know, like some things like that where it was like there was more to it, and maybe like she, you know, at some point she linked up with the Men in Black and she found them like she does, but it's towards the end where she puts the suit on for the first time and it feels like this big accomplished goal. But instead, she sort of just puts it right on right away, and they go right into everything, almost like, okay. And then it's just a Men in Black story. I mean, the thing about that is people are criticizing it for that mostly, but again, like the original Men in Black, I don't remember it 100%, but, you know, Will Smith kind of became a partner and joined the Men in Black pretty early on in that movie, too. So I think they wanted to kind of copy that, because they wanted her to be involved and be a Men in Black already. But I just think that it would have been better if she wasn't allowed. I thought it would have been more compelling if she was allowed to, if she found the Men in Black and they needed her knowledge too. There was something that she knew that the Men in Black needed to know. So they allowed her to remember all this, not made her a Men in Black. And specifically, the person in charge of the Men in Black could have said to Chris Hemsworth's character, she can't be a Man. You know, we're not going to hire her. Like blah blah blah. And you know, when she's over, make sure you erase her mind. You know what I mean? So once they find the evil alien guy who killed her parents at the very beginning, at the very end, they end up killing the bad alien. And then it comes to Chris Hemsworth, where he's supposed to erase her mind. He's supposed to actually erase her mind and send her back off into society. Maybe because like she didn't pass the mental strength test, or they don't think that she should be a Men in Black, or she's not ready yet, or she's not the type they're looking for whatever reason, or maybe she has like an anger problem because of her parents, so they don't want to bring her on. Like, you could get so much of a better story, like, and build her character with that. Like, she has emotional issues that she can't deal with, so she can't work there. She's too emotionally compromisable or something like that. And at the very end, Chris Hemsworth was given this order that he has to erase her, and he can't do it. And it's kind of like, what's the movie? It's kind of like in the movie, The Rock. In the movie The Rock with Sean Connery at the very end, when Sean Connery helps Nicolas Cage and all that stuff, and then at the very end, they ripped up his pardon. He was supposed to get a pardon to get out of jail. He was in jail for life, and because he helped them, they wrote him a pardon that would get him out of jail. And then they ripped it up, so even when he helped them, he would just go back to jail. So Nicolas Cage knows that, and he allows Sean Connery's character to leave, I think it's Mason, to leave. And so he just, get out of here, and he tells them that he got vaporized and he's dead. They could do that ending here. Maybe you could turn it into a happy ending, though, where he doesn't erase her mind, and then, something else happens to where she's allowed to stay. And, maybe they say, well, she was able to keep her composure when whatever, this alien or whatever they had to do, or maybe she saves the world, like Super saves the world. So he's like, you were given a direct order to erase her mind and everything. And Chris Hemsworth is like, she just saved the world, she just saved the world. Why would I erase her mind? Like, all these other things. And then the lady could say, you're going to vouch for her or something like that. And he could say, yeah, I'll make her, and then it's like, oh, well, it's on you. She's on you, Chris Hemsworth. And he can say, I know, and then she becomes his partner at the very end. And then at the very end, the last thing you see is her wearing the Men in Black suit with him and stuff. That's awesome. You built a character, man. You built a fucking character. You built a character who saw her parents or somebody killed or something horrible happen, and she's looking for answers, but there's also aliens, and she's like, she loves the idea of aliens, loves the idea of space, but at the same time, she also has this sort of negative outlook on it, too, because something not from this world killed her parents, or killed her mother or father or something. And then, on top of that, they won't let her in the organization, but then they sort of do. They say, well, you're temporarily, allowed clearance or something. So she's like, wow, okay, cool. I've got this temporary clearance and I'm working with Chris Hemsworth. And like I said, the woman at the beginning, at some point towards the middle, whispers to Chris Hemsworth that, make sure you flash her once we find the person we're looking for, or she finds the whatever the hell that she knows about and leads you to all the shit, we're going to have to erase her. That would make for such a more interesting, fun, compelling story, instead of her just right off the bat being like, oh, look, I'm a Men in Black now, and now let's do all these things. Oh, and it's like horrible compared to the original Men in Black. It really is bad. It's just a flashy movie for flashy reasons with not the best crap. Anyway, that's my review of Men in Black. I'm not even going to go into it because the whole movie is just full of garbage. I'm not going to even go into anything else. That's all you needed to know, was that this whole movie is just a Fast and the Furious. Who gives a crap? And that's just unfortunate, because it could have been good if you'd done, I don't know, I just think if you did something like what I just said, it would have been a much better movie. There could have been more dynamics to it. And certainly I'm no writer or anything like that. You could take what I said and probably spruce that up and make more sense and make it better and whatever else. Anyway, my name is Joe Cronin. This is Corrupted Nation. I hope you guys enjoy all the videos today. We're going to be live tonight with Monetize This. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at CorruptedPod. my other channel, Joe Cronin Show, my other channel, Evil Spectrum 3, and my Twitch is twitch.tv/JoeCroninJCS. This is Corrupted Nation. Subscribe and hit the bell down below. Don't miss out on my other videos and everything else that I talk about here. And, of course, please, if you really love the content, join the 390 other patrons. We are 10 patrons away from 400 patrons. Obviously, YouTube is taking away all our demonetized almost everything I do. It's on your screen there on the bottom. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Think about becoming a patron. A podcast on there with my wife. A podcast that's crazy called Corrupted Podcast. Podcast with my buddy Tommy NC 2010 called Honestly. And then a few other podcasts, including the return of Final Frontier News and more on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. That's 30 hours of content a month if you're at least in the $5 a month tier. So many other tiers to mention. And right now I want to shout out Starscream, who became a $50 patron. Thanks to Starscream. Dakota McGrew up to the $5 mark. Luke Rojas, the $5 mark. That's Cronin Club. And, of course, YR. And a whole bunch of other new people and people that have been here but are upping their pledges. Thank you very much. If you're a $25 a month patron and you go that high, you will get your name listed down below as an associate producer of the show. Much appreciated. And shout out to all the producers down below in the description box. We'll be shouting you out during the week. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys would like me to do more quick movie reviews like this, or what's wrong with that movie, or what's right, please let me know in the comments. And what did you think about this? And what do you think about Men in Black? Please tell me. I will see you in the next video. Now here's some other videos that you might have missed because YouTube didn't notify you. Or maybe you're new to the channel and you want to keep watching more of my videos. Enjoy them. And enjoy life. I don't know why I said that. Corrupted Nation, subscribe.